introductions before the meeting because it's not on the agenda. Okay. Everyone go around, say your name, what school you go to or graduated from. And if you're in like school, like tell them like what year you are, and then who appointed you. Who wants to start?
I think you should.
Okay, I'm Kalena Shea. I'm gonna be a sophomore at Iolani. And I was appointed by Councilmember Say, and then now I represent Councilmember Nishimoto's district. We'll go around this way.
Hi, I'm Alana Sagasa. I go to Iolani, and I'm going to be a senior, and I was appointed by the mayor.
Aloha, I'm Asa Shimizu. I go to Honolulu School. I'm a senior now, and I was appointed by Council Chair Waters.
Hi, my name is Jessa. I'm the right senior, and I was appointed by Councilman.
Hi guys, I'm Nixon Lee. I was appointed by the mayor, and I just graduated from UH 3 months ago.
during votes. Let me know when to. Or are we doing the meeting online?
John is ready? Yeah. Okay. Why don't we get going in 10 seconds then, just until I get my head out of the shot. Okay. And 5,
She's interested.
3, 2.
Okay, I would like to call this meeting to order at 5:59 on August 19th, 2025. Can you please take roll?
Commissioner Colburn. Commissioner Bowman. Wait, sorry, how do you say your last name?
Just only mark it if they are here.
Okay.
And in
Bumble-
attendance.
Commissioner Bumbalong.
Here.
Commissioner Matua. Commissioner Shimizu.
Present.
Commissioner, Commissioner Interim Chair Shea.
Here.
Commissioner Paya.
Here.
Oh, sorry, how do you say your
Is
name?
it Paia?
Paia, sorry.
Very good.
Paia. Commissioner Cruz.
Here.
Commissioner Moore.
Present.
Commissioner Bonifacio.
Present.
Commissioner Sagaisai, present. Commissioner Baladoy.
Here.
Commissioner Ho.
Here.
Commissioner Radar.
Here.
How do you say it?
It's just Raider.
Oh, Raider.
Okay.
Commissioner Raider. Commissioner Chung.
Here.
Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Okay, that is 13 people in attendance. I'd like to call, well, yeah. Quorum was established for 13 commissioners. I got that. Okay, let's move on to the approval of the June minutes. I believe that we have to motion to change them because the date is wrong. It was stated as, let's see. It was stated as like May 20th or something like that, so we have to change it to June so that it's correct before we can submit it. Yeah. Okay, can someone motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, well, I'm trying to find the minutes so I can. Okay, so Commissioner Shimizu motions to change the minutes with Commissioner Sagaise seconding. Wait, Ryan, how do we do this? We did it once. And Kevin was helping us. We had to change the date from the June minutes because it says May 20th.
Yeah.
We have to change it to June 16th
Okay.
or 17th or whatever it was.
Yeah, so once you made the approval and you have voted to say, okay, yes, we've approved to change the minutes, then we can go back and change those documents
Okay.
and then put it on the official file.
So we motioned to change them. Are there any objections to change it? Okay. They'll be adopted. So now we have to go back and we have to change it. Okay. Can someone motion to change the minutes?
I motion to change the minutes.
Second
Wait,
it.
What did Commissioner?
He was
Yeah.
like to reconsider.
To bring it into consideration.
Yeah.
okay.
And he's saying so that we can like actually change it.
Okay, got it.
Does that make sense?
So he was more so motioning to put it on today's agenda.
Well, it's already on the agenda and that was like approving it.
Mhm.
So we have to go back and like reconsider like doing it.
Okay, got
So
it.
he's saying, okay, now we're gonna like change the date.
Okay, sounds good.
Did someone second Commissioner Bonifacio?
She seconded.
Okay, cool.
And then are there any objections to changing the date from May 20th to June 17th? Okay, hearing none, they will be changed and adopted. Now I think we have, do we have to motion to keep that change? Or,
No, I
To-
think once you've done that,
okay, do we have to motion to approve it now?
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay, who's gonna motion to approve the minutes now?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, who's gonna second
I'll
it?
second it.
Okay, are there any objections to approving the minutes? Okay, hearing none, they're approved. Okay, I'd like to move on to public testimony. Are there any members from the public who would like to testify? Seeing none, we'll move on to the guest speaker portion of the agenda. And we have Ryan Wilson.
Can we have Councilmember Cordero?
Oh, yeah.
Mention something really fast.
Sorry?
Oh, just really quick.
Councilmember is going to say something really fast.
Okay.
Congratulations to the Honolulu Youth Commission. I know that a lot of you are mainstays on the Youth Commission. I did mention a little bit that the City Council enacted the start of the Honolulu Youth Commission, and so we hope that you continue to work with the Honolulu City Council, and we'll continue to keep up with you all so that we can take your policy ideas and then make it into city policy as well. So congratulations, and I can't wait to see all the great work that you put forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I forgot to mention, I was told by my colleagues, I was supposed to mention where I represent. I represent Council District 7, which is from Kapalama or by Ibalay all the way, I have majority of Aiea, so from Kalihi to Aiea. So I forgot to mention that earlier. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we'll move on to Ryan Wilson.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to pull up a presentation that I have here for all of you on the computer. Let me share the screen for those of you who are joining online. This is the one. Okay. Put this into full screen view. Okay, so I'm just going to present this to you guys. I'm going to make it fast and hopefully fascinating for you. It's an exciting day because we have so many new faces, lots of energy, and this is great. Okay, it's a little bit complicated because we have to get through the rules and procedures, but that's so we understand how city and local government works to make sure that we're going through the proper protocols, etc. Okay, so why is this not advancing? So I'm just going to run through some basic stuff that most of you probably know already, but just in case you don't know, this is what the Honolulu City Council looks like. We have these 9 different districts, each one represented by a council member. 9 of you were appointed by council member, and then 6 of you are appointed by the mayor. Okay, and these are the different council members that there are. Okay, Mayor Blangiardi, elected in 2020, re-elected in 2024. I don't know why that formatting is off, but and he won in the August primary, receiving 78% of the vote. His priorities, and you heard a little bit of it in his opening comments to you, are leadership, integrity, respect, and excellence. And the one that I've been stuck on lately, he's been talking about, is excellence. And that is demanding excellence from anyone, no matter what their age is, no matter what their experience level is. And he has different gauges for that, because if you're just starting out, then the level of excellence that you're going to be demanded of is a little bit lower. But is it your very best excellence? And that's what he's looking for from everyone, including from this commission. Okay, so here's the executive branch from a statewide and federal view as well. We have President Trump over the United States, and then Josh Green for the governor of Hawaii. And then we have the different mayors as well. So County of Kauai Mayor Derek Kawakami, Mayor Blangiardi, County of Maui Mayor Richard Bisson, so he has Molokai, Koho'olawe, and Lanai as well. And then Big Island County of Hawaii is new mayor Kimo Alameda. Okay, I'm just going to go over this with you really fast. A lot of you guys know this, but this is a state government, and they have different branches than the city does. So the city and the state have different jurisdictions. Okay, so one of them being Department of Education. So that's a state function, right? So the reason I'm telling you this is just to inform you for what you're trying to do and what you might try to accomplish with your resolutions, or if you want to have a really big interest in some kind of area. Just know that, okay, some of them are going to be state, some of them are going to be city. And so we might not be able to say, okay, let's bring the Department of Education in to tell us about what's going on with capital improvements at schools. You know, that's not necessarily in our realm per se. But there's a lot going on at the city, okay? These are all of our different departments. So you can see all of them down here, including the police department, fire department, ocean safety, our newest department, Department of Housing and Land Management, which recently merged between Department of Housing, or Office of Housing, and Department of Land Management. Climate Change, Sustainability and Resiliency, who you guys will hear from shortly. Parks and Recreation, the Royal Hawaiian Band. There's a huge amount of stuff that's going on in the city every single day. If you guys have an interest in one of these areas, whether it's Department of Design and Construction and the project that they're building over at the Blaisdell with the PV, or Department of Enterprise Services and what they're doing to activate the zoo and bring in more revenue there, or at the golf course, like the possibilities and the areas of interest are endless within the city, okay? And if you have a question, please let me know and we can talk about that, okay? So another important thing to note is you see all of these departments down below, they all report up to the managing director. So that's the managing director's office. And then he reports up to the mayor, right? So all of these departments go up through that channel, okay? But then you'll notice above the mayor is the electorate, right? That's the people. That's the people, our residents, our families, our neighbors, our coworkers, all of them. And that is who we are serving, is all of those people. And you guys are an essential part of that, okay? You can see, you guys highlighted it in yellow right there, okay? Very important, right near the top, right next to the managing director, okay? And these are all different boards and advisory committees, etc., that inform the other departments that are within the city, okay? But you guys, I just want you to see this and realize what your role is within the city and the value of your position. And the other thing is, you know, all these other departments, they deal with all different age groups and stuff, but you guys are unique because you're tapped into what's going on. Most of these human beings that work in these departments are no longer in school, okay? Most of you guys are in school, so you know what people are thinking of your age. So we want you to share that, whether it's college or whether it's high school. I don't think anyone is in middle school here, right? No, not quite. So, anyway, your voice and the voice that you share of the youth is very, very important. And very valued, by the way. Okay, so here's a couple fascinating facts and statistics about the city and county of Honolulu. We have about 10,000 city workers, which is a huge number, by the way. $5.2 billion budget. A little bit more than 1 million people that live here on Oahu. 313 parks across the island, 480 buses, 1 zoo, 6 golf courses, and then if you look around, you'll see some works of art even within this building here, or in this room, and then all around City Hall, Honolulu Hale. Like if you walk down some of the stairs, you'll see some of the displays and exhibits, and that is managed by the Mayor's Office of Culture and the Arts. Okay, so again, another thing, another area of potential interest for you down the line. Like what does the city do to activate art and culture within our communities across the island? Okay, so then here is where you guys are, the Youth Commission. This is directly from the charter. The Youth Commission was recently created, and I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but it is important to know this. So if you get the opportunity, go back and if you go to the Honolulu Youth Commission website and you read through it, then you'll get the kind of basic idea of what your responsibility is and what we want you guys to do. Oh my gosh, why did this get so weirdly formatted? Okay, this is, we have 15 commissioners, ranging from 14 to 24 years old, 2-year terms, 9 appointed by city council, 6 appointed by the mayor, and then this is important because we didn't tap into this enough, I don't think, last time around. We have a budget of $10,000, with that being spread out by $2,500 per quarter. So we can use that, and I want you guys to think about ways to use that in a responsible way that shares what your mission is as the Honolulu Youth Commission, and how we can spread that message and how we can share that within the city, with the city council, etc. Okay, so start thinking about that now. Here's some of the expectations. You heard this from Mayor, okay? So this is me just kind of repeating what his message is, and it's not just for the Youth Commission, it's for every department, okay? But we expect you to be here. We expect you to attend all meetings, okay? Because this is a really prestigious group to be in, and we need your involvement in it. We need you to be activated. We want you to show up in person. There are going to be times when you cannot show up in person. If you've got a trip or whatever, something is going on, funeral, something like that, we understand. But being in person is 10 times more valuable than being remote, because you're just detached, okay? And we can't hear you, we can't see you, we can't like be with you. You know, you guys are doing something that's special. amongst this small group of human beings that's really elite in terms of your credentials and your thoughts, your ideas, okay? But we want you to have a bond, too, with each other. And you cannot do that through the screen. It does not work, okay? I'm trying to set up more field trips. I had one field trip that I set up earlier, but we had to cancel it because we didn't have enough people. It's going to be really fascinating. We want you guys to try to attend those. We know you have school. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. We want you to ask questions, share your opinion, stay informed with what's going on in the news cycle, what's impacting the city. If you are appointed by a council member, know what's going on within your district in particular. Work with each other and be curious. Let that natural curiosity flow. Okay, here's some opportunities that we have for you guys, obviously, that you can tap into, but we want you to think of more stuff. Okay, we want you to write resolutions regularly. We want resolutions like all the time. Stuff coming out, stuff that comes from you, that means something to you, that affects the city in some way, or our communities, our neighborhoods in some way. We have a newsletter that we just published last time around. I want that to be more regular. Let people know what's happening. It went out to the neighborhood commission's office. It was down in the city council offices. It was up here in the mayor's office. It was in the mayor's lobby for people who are coming through. Oh, what's going on with the youth commission? It's kind of cool. Okay? I send out notices regularly about attending press conferences. I know many of you have school. I'd like you guys to come to these if you can, as often as possible. They're interesting. They are the real thing. The mayor or different department leaders or Councilmember Cordero is at the events. They are speaking, talking to the media, sharing what's going on, answering questions from reporters. That stuff ends up on the news. This is what's going on in real life in the city. We want you guys to see it. Okay? Ask for field trips. Ask for briefings from different departments. If you're interested to hear from HPD, the guys are great. They're community outreaching. If you want to hear from HFD, they're amazing. Ocean safety, they're all about, they want you guys to ask questions because they want to share that, because they're proud of what they're doing within the city. Okay, we want you to engage with people at your school. Consider hosting an event, some kind of event. Recently, some of our commissioners were over in Hiroshima for really powerful, moving things connected to the 80th anniversary of the bombing of that city in Japan. But is there something here in Honolulu that we should be celebrating, that we should maybe be considering hosting as young people? Saying, hey, we want to invite our sister cities and their young delegations come over, and we want to host that. And is that something that we spend money on? Okay, something to think about. And then lastly, we want you to testify at City Council if you get those opportunities, if there's something that is important to you. In terms of communication, I'm going to have you guys get on a regular schedule of communicating with me directly, but also with your PIGs, which are permitted interaction groups, so we can make sure you guys are moving on stuff that you have, resolutions, ideas, etc. If you are appointed by a council member, I want you to be checking in with your council member one time per month. And whatever the council member prefers is fine. If they just want an email update, that's great. If they want to text, whatever, phone call, in person, whatever that might look like. But I just want you to be engaged with that council member. Make it meaningful for them. But that's going to be up to you, because these people are important people and they're busy, okay? So you guys got to take on that responsibility and be like, hey, okay, I'm gonna create that relationship. Signal app is how we've been chatting. If you don't have Signal, please download it, okay? Put that on your phones, and then we will communicate as a group via that way, okay? I'm also a soccer coach, a youth soccer coach, so this is an important part. This is why I have this rules in here. Please communicate with me, not directly, okay? Communicate with 2 other people on it, or 1 other person, okay? So it can be a parent, that's fine, or it can be another commissioner, and then myself. So 3 people on a chat, okay? Does that make sense? So if you're on a Signal chat with me, 3, okay? All right, here's some of the goals for the Honolulu Youth Commission that I have, that I'm going to really drive to get you guys going on. We want you to be engaged, interested, active with what's going on. We want to look for relevant resolutions and actions from you coming out of this body on a regular basis. We want this to be fun, fascinating, and informative for you guys. So it's like, cool, you know, it's worth your while. You guys are learning something. You're learning about how the city works. You're learning about how to make change within the place that you live That's an important thing to know. We want this one, this group right here, sitting at this table, to be the most exciting and impactful. It's going to be up to you to do that, okay? But we want you guys to be the ones to do that. And then, this is a really important side thing. We want to make this the most prestigious and coveted group for the young people of Honolulu to apply to. They're like, hey, the Youth Commission is like this thing that's amazing. You know, I want to be a part of that because they are doing and accomplishing incredible things. Okay? So it is your responsibility to make it that. Okay? We want you to embrace that challenge. Now, questions? Yes.
Can you explain what you mean by like resolutions?
So resolutions are what you guys are going to start drafting, and I will send out in Signal or via email to you guys what a resolution looks like. Okay? And it's typically like formatted a certain way, but it says something along the lines of, whereas, you know, the city and county of Honolulu has decided to raise prices for the bus fare. I think Commissioner Baladoy had one like that. And, you know, whereas as a young person, we think that young people should not be charged additional because they don't necessarily have jobs, and we want to encourage young people to start riding the bus at an early age, etc. So that's what it looks like, and we'll make sure we walk you through that. We'll also make sure we understand all the rules of running through a meeting, etc. Commissioner,
could I kind of build on that, if you don't mind?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Could I kind of build on that if you don't
Yes,
mind?
please.
I just wanted to include, like, that's the format. Ryan got it pretty well. But basically what what resolutions do is, like, it's our position as a Honolulu Youth Commission on a certain issue. So it could also be in, like, in support or, like, opposed to certain bills that are going on that are already in place. So it's not necessarily like an actual bill, like a policy that we're trying to get established, but it's our position on a certain issue that we can send to City Council and the Mayor's office for them to review. And yeah.
Commissioner, did you have a question?
I did have a question actually about, I guess my question was more so related to sponsors, like how many, if the commission could work on 2 resolutions at a time, or would it more so be making sure that we're accomplishing one thing and then moving on to the next as a whole?
You guys could work on 15 different resolutions at one time if you want. Whatever is of interest to you. The only aspect that I would ask about that is I want you to be informed about what it is that the resolution is that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to do some research on that. If you have an interest in a certain area, you know, Commissioner Bonifacio and Shay were working on something about potholes. So they went and spoke with the person who leads the Department of Facility and Maintenance about that process, how it works. And so they're crafting something that is informed, you know, and when it's informed, when it's well-researched, it's going to have a lot more impact and be more likely to actually become something.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Can we have someone come in to, like, because there's a presentation that they've had for about writing resolutions. Can we have someone do that again? That's very helpful for the new commissioners, I believe.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's do it. Okay.
Can you please explain the permitted interaction groups?
Yeah.
Yes. So a permanent interaction group. So if you guys meet with a certain number of commissioners, it's subject to the Sunshine Law, meaning that you have to post an agenda. You can only talk about what's on the agenda. It has to be open to the public. Okay, so but a permitted interaction group allows a larger number of commissioners to meet and meet privately without having to adhere to all of those rules. It just really essentially takes away some of the red tape about having to kind of go through what a public meeting is. So a permitted interaction group, you guys will set that up maybe at the next meeting is what I was thinking, and say, okay, here are some of the areas of interest that we really want to focus in on, and we'd like to, what were some of the PIGs from last time around that you guys had?
Well, there's a human trafficking one.
Environment, outreach, newsletter. I believe were the 4, right?
Yeah, let's see. We had outreach, environment, newsletter. Yeah. There were others like before. They had like we had Red Hill, but then that was like resolved a little enough.
There was an education PIG at some point.
Yeah.
So PIG is like you're able to create your own if you have a certain issue that you want to focus on, and if you're able to like accumulate enough support or people that are willing to join that PIG. So it's pretty like open for, yeah.
Oh wait, then just a follow-up question on that. For the PIGs, are there also like chairs? Because it sounds like they're like committees.
There's no official chairs, I believe, but there are people that like, yeah, there are kind of people that are in charge of certain PIGs because they've formulated the PIGs. So like, Commissioner Ho, former Commissioner Ho, was like kind of the head on like the youth trafficking and intervention PIG. I kind of made the PIG for environment, so it's kind of works like that. But there is no like position necessarily for the PIG like chair.
So when a PIG is created, and it's usually created in response to creating a new resolution, right?
Not exactly.
So it's more so like a discussion group towards working towards solutions for a
It's
certain
like
type of topic.
there's like this like subject, and you think it's very important, but it's hard to meet with the whole group. So you say like, oh, who's the most like people who are kind of like the most dedicated, have the most time to work on this, and then you have to have at least, we can have 7 or less, I believe, because it has to be less than quorum. And then in the group you have like a meeting, and you kind of discuss what's going on, and then you can say like, oh, I want to write a resolution about this for this topic, and then you can either write it by yourself, or someone in that group can help you write it too, or the group can write it together.
Okay.
And PIGs are also able to like set up meetings with certain people, like professionals in their field. So
Yeah, and then they can come into the commission meetings.
Yeah.
Is there a way to see a list of the standing PIGs that we have at the moment?
We don't have standing ones as of now, I believe. I think what we've been doing is kind of like at the end of the terms, they kind of just like dissolve, and then we start them up again once we like discuss it more with the new commissioners.
Got it.
Right? There's no standing. Yeah.
Cool.
Does the $10,000 budget reset every year? So if it's not completely exhausted by the end of the 4 quarters, then it like.
It's gone.
Oh, and then another question about the budget, because you had mentioned quarters and it's 2,500 per quarter. Is there like somewhere where it shows like what the quarters are? Is it based like on Hawaii DOE or like the fiscal year? Or?
Fiscal quarters.
Yeah.
Good question though, because I asked that literal exact same question today. Okay, any other questions? Yes.
Sorry, one more. So when it comes to resolutions, I know that you guys had mentioned that there are different ways that it could be formulated, whether we do that individually or as a group. Does that work just for PIGs or any type of resolution that we'd want to write as a youth commission?
Well, you can tackle it however you want. Like if you and one of the other commissioners have something that you're really interested in, you can do it together, or you can do it as part of your PIG if you want, and then, or you can just do it individually. Okay. So Commissioner Shimizu, can you explain what you did with your resolution that ended up going into the parks?
Sure. So my resolution was individual. I was really interested in like the environmental policy, right? This was before the PIG for environment was created, and one of my biggest concerns was with the park systems, because I noticed that at a lot of our public parks on island, we don't have recycling receptacles, and I thought that was something that could easily be installed, and something that a lot of other places across the world have in place. So I drafted a resolution, and thankfully it got passed both at the youth commission and at the city council level. So if you want to like learn more on like testimony and stuff like that at those city council meetings in support of certain resolutions, I'd be happy to talk to you like whenever's. But yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, are the slides going to be emailed to us after the meeting?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Okay, do we still have the presentation from CCSR?
Yes, they're right behind you.
Okay, so then, are there any other questions for Ryan while we still have? Okay, go ahead.
In terms of PIGs, like, are we only standing on one PIG, or can we be in multiple?
You can be in
multiple.
multiple as long as there's less than 7 members.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
Is
You guys
there?
can ask me any questions, by the way, also offline as needed. too.
Okay.
Okay, do you have a question?
I was just gonna say, like, although there's no limit towards the amount that we can be on in terms of PIGs, is there a limit towards the amount that we can start?
I don't think so. There's no limit to how many you can start, yeah? Yeah, okay.
The only thing, honestly, that like with PIGs is accumulating enough people to actually join the PIG. So if you have your 7, which is pretty standard, 6 or 7 in that PIG, then it's pretty, like, then you basically have it set. Yeah.
Okay, are there any other questions? Anyone? Okay, let's move on to the presentation from the Office of Climate Change, Sustainability, and Resiliency.
I'll start sharing the screen for you. Do you want me to drive it for you?
Actually, can we swap? We updated the slides.
We have one
Oh.
slide change. Is
Okay,
that
come on over. Yeah,
too
come.
late?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Where's the best place for us to stand?
That works. If that feels comfortable to you.
The second corner.
Which one is it?
It's town draft, yes.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me get this screen shared. I hope they can see that online.
You can send it to them too, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, while we're getting set up, Poliahu's gonna pass around some office
Thank you.
swag that we have, and we're excited to share. We have a reusable bag that's highlighting a project that we're currently working on and we'll be presenting on today, our climate action plan. And then the second goodie you're getting is branded with our office logo, and it can be a frisbee as well as a fan. So just kind of a token to say thank you for having us today, and we're really excited to be here. So I'm Marissa, and this is my lovely coworker, Poliahu, and we're with the City and County of Honolulu's Office of Climate Change, Sustainability, and Resiliency. Probably one of the longest office names I have ever been a part of, but it's a really great office. We do really great work. I'm deeply passionate about the work we do every day, and we're grateful to be sharing with you a project that we're working on. We're updating our climate action plan, and so today, instead of sharing the outputs of the plan, we want to share with you the process of where we started, how we went through community engagement, working with a variety of stakeholders, and where we are today with getting ready to publicly publish our climate action plan draft. So this plan, next slide, sorry. But before we dive into the plan, I just want to, big picture, give you a glimpse of who we are as an office. So in 2016, we were voted into city charter with only 8 people in the office. Since then, we have grown to about 20 people in the office. So we're really excited to continue growing and continue doing really great work through the city. We work with all of these city departments. So in Ryan's presentation, when he was showing all the other city departments, we work with them to help ensure sustainable city operations and really make sure that we're not just planning for climate change impacts, but we're adapting to all of the impacts from climate change going forward. So next slide. Our office, even with just 20 people, we have lots of plans that we're working on and lots of actions that we are taking as a city to be more sustainable and resilient. The first plan here is our annual sustainability report. So every year by Earth Day, we publish this report kind of communicating how we're doing as a city, if we've reached some of our goals, how we're working on those goals, and any new goals that are added for that year that we're tracking. We have our resilience strategy, long-term disaster recovery plan, Climate Ready Oahu, which is our adaptation strategy, and then the plan that I'm going to be talking about today, the process of it, is the Climate Action Plan. So every 5 years, this city updates the Climate Action Plan. So the last time it was updated was in 2020. I was not with the office at the time. Puliahu was not with the office at the time, so we're really excited to be updating the plan and carrying over some of the actions from the first plan that were in progress or not yet completed, taking them into this plan and then adding new actions to help reduce emissions on Oahu. So next slide. So with our Climate Action Plan project, we started with our core team, and we had a gathering in the mountains of Kalihi, a really peaceful place. Our core team got together, we shared food, we shared stories together, and we really just set intention on what we wanted this plan to look like. So it was not just government folks, but we also had community-based organizations and folks representing the community to be there and help set the intention of where this plan was going.
So I think one of the, I think similar to you folks, right, being signed in, sworn in today, right, as the beginning of your journey. For us, for this project, it really, it was a journey, and so it was important to us in setting the intention and doing any work that we gathered as humans on Oahu, without titles, without organizations, really, because at the root of it, if as city agencies, as a city government, we have that kuleana and that responsibility to do the work, then we really need to be rooted in relationships as humans more than relationships of agencies. And so this gathering that Marissa shared about, it really was our team at CCSR, project team. We also had our consultants join us. And then we also had our steering committee members, which you'll hear more about later, which were made up of community-based organization leaders, who are all volunteer, not paid at all. They went into this project really being so gracious and patient with us to be on this journey. And then we also did have other government people and industry folks that were there. So it was a really good opportunity, surprisingly, as something, it's, you know, if you think about it, when you're gathering, right, you gather with your friends, it's no big deal. But we kind of wanted to set that intention and that tone going into it, because then we knew that whatever came out of it and whatever came out of the relationship, everyone could talk. Because a lot of times, as Ryan had shared, there is cross-jurisdiction, right? So there's a collaboration that you as an entity, as the Youth Commission, are gonna have to work collaboratively with other agencies. So in order to do that, how do you do that? How do you do that in a way that's respectful? How do you do it in a way that's respectful of who you are as a person, but also who you represent as you? So this is what we did.
So why does this plan matter? It's huge that, first off, the City and County of Honolulu has an Office of Climate Change. I feel so honored and grateful to be doing this work on behalf of the city. But I think both Puliahu and I and folks in the office, we feel the urgency of climate change, but I think even more so, you all as youth feel the urgency to act on what's happening with climate change. So this plan highlights the urgency to reduce greenhouse gas emissions on the island, but it also links those environmental goals to community needs. So we didn't just create a plan that we thought the community would need. We first listened to community and then developed a plan around that. So really wanted to highlight that this is a community-centered plan, and really just aligning all of the different departments in this city that do help the city thrive every day, that a lot of their work and passion went into this plan as well.
So I think as a project team, I think we took this opportunity as a way to bring in community voices, bring in community leaders into this space, give them the opportunity to be part of the decision making, be part of the discussion, and be part of the solution. Because I think as a team, we definitely know that the solutions live within the community. So this was definitely an opportunity that we took to do what we could at putting everything from aligning with city work, because city agencies are doing amazing work. Things that people in the community don't necessarily hear about or know about, but also aligning that with what are the concerns of the community. What are the daily realities of the people across Oahu, right? We understanding that people have to work multiple jobs. People are raising their kids. Kids are going to school. People are going hungry. So just kind of taking this as an opportunity to be open to everything, but really more importantly, open to work together to find solutions. Sorry, it's better for me to sit when I talk. So pretty much this plan, as if you don't already know, it was definitely community-centered. So our steering committee, so these are in a lot of city plans, you have a decision-making body. The decision-making body that they officially call steering committees are usually people, government officials, or industry folks. In this case, our team opted to bring in 5 community members and 5 government slash industry folks, and those are the ones that guided the whole process. So they're the ones that pretty much gave us approval on how this plan was going to flow, how the plan was going to be categorized, the information that's going to be thrown into each section, and then, which you hear more about later, they're also the ones that evaluated every action to ensure that these specific criteria were met to be included into the plan. So that's just a part of it as community-centered leadership. And then this plan, equity and justice has been, I think, an integral part of the process, from how the conversations, every conversation that we've had with everybody, this was definitely front and center. And then even how we did things, which you'll hear a little bit more procedurally, it was from the change and innovative ways of dealing with city procurement processes, innovative ways from meeting with community, meeting with departments. All of that was very, equity and justice was at the center. Cultural integrity and indigenous knowledge. This is embedded throughout its whole process. It is not a check in the box. It was more than just reaching out to quote unquote cultural practitioners. It was much deeper than that. But really that was only thanks to the support from the community and from the community-based organizations that are working in those communities that this is possible. Collaboration and co-development, again, that's been front and center, and transparency and accountability. We try our best to, that comes up in everything that we're doing, from making sure that everything that's included, you'll see, if you're interested in looking at the plan, you're gonna see how massive of a document it is. And then you're also gonna see how very descriptive and very specific each of the actions are described and explained. And that is part of being transparent and accountable, because we do feel that all conversations, all concerns, all questions, all feedback is important. And this was the best way to kind of make it more than just be a check in a box, but really embed everything in every possible section of the plan.
I have to stand up because
okay,
I have
yes, I'm sorry.
And Whitney's already kind of touched on this, but the 6 values that really guided the plan, transparency, adaptability, education, collaboration, accountability, and inclusivity. For transparency, we have done our best to just keep the public aware of every step that we've taken throughout the process, so different meetings that we've had. Some have had the option for the public to join. We have a CAP community webpage where it updates everything we're doing and where we're going to keep everyone informed. Adaptability. I'm sure, as all of you know, things change, and so during our project we experienced a lot of barriers and so needs for change. So we kept evolving from some of those barriers that went up. Education, we felt like we have an opportunity as an office to educate the public on what different city departments are doing and what the city's doing as far as climate actions. But we also felt like the community was educating us on their needs and what they're doing in their own communities. Collaboration, as Poliahu had mentioned, working with such a variety of stakeholders at so many different levels. I think it really taught us to listen to community and listen to needs first. Accountability, by publishing this plan, the city's really saying, like, these are the actions that we're going to take to reduce emissions, and we're going to do our best to stick to these. And then inclusivity, so not just including those who might be the experts in this field, but those who are most impacted by climate change. So that's our frontline communities, people who live in kind of vulnerable areas. So really including all voices into this plan.
So for this project, this was our order of events, unofficially our timeline. So if we started this project, if you see number 1 on the far left is review and evaluate. We did a baseline review of what the current climate action plan looks like, looking at all different government policies and initiatives and efforts. Then our steering committee met and they approved a framework or a flow of how we're hoping the plan to go once it got to that point. Then we moved into a working action list. So the working action list was actions, the commitments, city commitments to reducing pollution on Oahu off of the current climate action list. That's where we kind of evaluated what actions moved, what actions haven't moved, and potentially what are some new actions to be considered. Then we moved into the action concurrent. So once we had a potential list, then we met with departments, hey departments, what for the actions that you have committed to, where are you at with it? Are there anything, what are some roadblocks or limitations or barriers that you're facing? Do you think we should reword it? And it really, sorry, I wanted to point out, so at this point, in the action concurrence phase of the project is where, because we're continuously meeting with community, not just from the steering committee who is constantly sharing, because they do share on behalf of their communities in these discussions, but it's at this point that we're meeting with the departments, the city department heads, and they're explaining these are some barriers, these are some limitations, maybe we should reword it, that we're given the opportunity because of the department's support to bring in community feedback, right? Because a lot of the concerns that we're hearing from the community may not be specific to the climate action plan, the project at all, but really it's through the relationships that we've built and this network and these conversations that we've been able to make these connections. So I just wanted to point that out. So at number 4, once the actions, they were completely, I would say, revamped and redone, thanks to the support of the departments, really making the actions more community focused, more broad, because if you look at the current climate action plan, it's very specific, very scientific, and doesn't necessarily demonstrate how it directly benefits the community. So then once we got a list, so we have a list of actions, potential actions for the plan, then we moved into the evaluations of the actions. The evaluations of the actions were done by our steering committee, by our CAP steering committee members, they evaluated, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later, sorry. And then we finalized the list. So pretty much the evaluation was, do all of these potential actions meet these 6 criteria? It wasn't to remove an action. It wasn't to add new actions at this point. The goal was to make sure that whatever was still alive on that list was gonna benefit the community, was gonna meet policy initiatives and goals, had a plan, departments were in support of it. So that part of it was the evaluation. It was, those actions have been potentially finalized. The plan has been drafted, and now we're in period number 8, the draft of the comment period. So we are, more about that later. And then we're gonna be moving to the finalizing the plan, and then it'll be routed, hopefully, fingers crossed, come November. Sorry. Good. Okay.
And I want to kind of highlight the image here. So it's Alay and Whitney pulling out who started at number 1 and has kind of rated all of these department feedback and community feedback, rated it all together, and so we're kind of here in the making of delay, and we're looking forward to City Council adoption, potentially in November, December timeframe. Yeah.
Okay, so who's involved? So in this project, as we kind of covered in the first intro with the picture of Kalihi Valley, so Resilience Office team, CAP team, that's us. We have 5 of us that are our core team. Kuanani Partners, they are our consultants, but they've been, I would say that we're technically one team. Then we have the intergovernmental group. Those are departments who committed to climate actions from the current plan, as well as the partner departments. So that's what that group is made up. That's the people that we talk to really throughout. Then we had our CAP committee that I covered on the far right. Then on the far left, with community-based organizations. We've been invited into spaces, and that's where we have the opportunity to hear feedback, not just from the communities that they work with, but also from the organizations themselves, because we do value how much work that they're able to do is really rooted in their relationships with the community, and that's definitely, we know as a department that that's an area that we can learn from them from. And then community members as well has been a big part of this project.
So at a glance, without giving you all the 200+ page draft yet, these are the 5 focus areas that we heard very early on that were 1, needs from the community, but 2, really large areas where we could better define how we would reduce greenhouse gas emissions in those focus areas. It's a little different than the first plan. The first plan only had 3 focus areas. They were titled buildings, waste, and transportation. So for this plan, we're taking it a little bit deeper, and so we've added sustainable communities and food systems. So you'll notice a lot of these focus areas, definitely the goal is reducing greenhouse gas emissions, but they all have associated co-benefits. So with transportation, we have several actions that are outlining different goals of, EV adoption, putting charger infrastructure in place, how can we better create bike lanes so folks can bike, but the co-benefits with each of those are, we want to have safe routes for those to bike in. For those who are choosing like e-bikes and e-scooters, we want everybody to have safety involved and centered at those. So we have the carbon reduction aspect, but we also have the co-benefits of how is this bringing affordability and safety to all community members. So we'll get into some of these focus areas a little later, but just highlighting, transportation, sustainable communities, energy solutions, food systems, and waste as kind of our core focus areas to reduce emissions.
So a big part of projects is engagement, community engagement, and so we have, I would say, about 2 years. For 2 years, even before the project official kickoff, which was January of this year, we've been able to meet, have discussions, talk story sessions with community members, as well as community-based organizations, as well as departments. We've been able to do community workshops, so that was organized community workshops thanks to the support of the city council members, and we were able to get them to come and help and share and be a part of it. We also did have a survey at one point in time. So I want to point out here that as far as engagement goes, it wasn't just, we were not just engaging with community members, we were not just engaging with community-based organizations, but we also have been doing that same kind of engagement with departments. So I don't know if that's going to be of any interest to you folks as far as garnering support for whatever policies you guys are, whatever resolutions you guys are fighting for, or not fighting, yes, but yes. I do want to encourage you, like, I think if, for us, it was super helpful to take that approach, to look at engagement as what engaging with everybody, and even departments, their communities too. But we really, as part of the conversations across Oahu, we met them physically, where they're at. Just as you can tell, this map here, this is kind of where we've been. So we've set out the goal of this project, the start of it from January of this year, was to go cover as much of Oahu as we can. And so we're not done yet, and we're almost there, but I think it's pretty awesome to see visually where we've been and because of where we want to go. So across the islands, and just from the feedback, some of the key themes that we've heard, so a lot of the current climate action plan, it was really urban-centric. It was very Honolulu-based, right? A lot of the known projects that were highlighted in the plan, it was things going on here in downtown Honolulu. But that's probably one of the key things we've heard, right? There's other communities out in Ko'olauloa, Ko'olaupoko, as well as Waianae, that where are they in this? Because what they need is not what Honolulu needs, and the other way around. So I would say that's one of the major things that we've heard. Another one is food systems, right? As one of the newest focus areas of the plan, food is is so important to a lot of communities. So just really trying to bringing that into this space and into this conversation that, at least from the current cap, is not at all captured. So it was really nice because we're able to meet a whole bunch of farmers. We're able to meet hunters, ranchers, people in food deserts, and just all different food systems is huge, and we all very much know from the pandemic, and right now with the way things are going right now, food is super important. So that's super exciting that we've been able to incorporate that feedback. So the actions, as you know from our order of events, so each of our actions were evaluated to meet these core criteria, because again, what remains in the list, or what ends up in the final plan, we're hoping needs to have community benefits, or at least identified or acknowledge how it doesn't benefit the community. It has to either meet cultural and generational knowledge. We have to be able to identify the environmental impact. Just how do the departments support it? Does the actions meet with policy or initiatives? And then what are the roadblocks and limitations? And are there solutions to these roadblocks or limitations?
And just an example of how we've turned kind of that community feedback that we were hearing from community concerns into actions and projects. We heard that streets need to be safer and more people are gonna ride their bike to school or take their e-bike to work if the streets are safe. So an example would be safe street design to support both the youth and the elderly. And another example for community energy solutions, putting rooftop solar on city buildings and showing how we can reduce electric bills, and kind of going off an example, like if the city can do this, here's how other buildings can install rooftop solar and also save on their electric bills and support affordability on the island. We'll go to the next slide. I want to make sure we get to everything. But
So the plan, in its draft form, it is written for the community. It's clear. We really tried our best to use simple language. As I shared earlier, it's the community feedback is weaved throughout every section, everywhere that we could find it. The actions, one kind of big key difference is that each action you'll notice is not identified by a number. It is identified by the focus area letter, and then it's alphabetical from there. That was intentional because we needed to make sure that there was, all actions are important, whether it's an action that seems very department heavy, but it also needs to be able to support community-based organizations. So that was definitely one aspect that we wanted to identify, because as small and little as that might seem, that's actually a big deal. Because if you look through all the government plans, you're gonna notice that in every plan, there's a number and then action 1, action 2, action 3. But as humans, that just automatically prioritizes action number 1 over action number 9. So that was an important part of what we wanted to say.
And you might be wondering, what's next for the Climate Action Plan? Well, we want your input. We are starting public comment this week, and we'll be running public comment through September 12th. What we're asking community and folks like you all is what feels right in the plan, what's missing in the plan, what's unclear, what else do you want to see? So there's online commenting that will be available this week. We'll definitely share the link with you all. But we're really excited to be at this phase of the project. And maybe with the next slide, to kind of wrap it up, all of you might be wondering, why share the process and not share the plan? But I know all of you are kind of embarking on this adventure of kind of establishing your own priorities as a group and what you all want to work on together. And process is everything. You're going to have to work with a variety of stakeholders, working with each other, collaborating with other groups, and so we kind of wanted to highlight our experience and our process as a city government agency, not only working with other departments but community members as well to establish this climate action plan. So the plan will be available on this link here, and then if you have any follow-up questions, you can always email us here at energyprogram@honolulu.gov. We have other teams working on other climate efforts as well, so we're happy to have them also attend future Youth Commission meetings and share the great work that they're doing too. So we wanted to thank you all, and if there's time, I don't know, we have some trivia questions that would just take a minute.
I think maybe just if they have some questions.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Questions.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for anyone? No one? Okay, really no one? Okay, thank you so much for coming and presenting. Okay, now that that's done, let's move on to old business. I believe Commissioner Bonifacio has a recap on his trip to Hiroshima. He has a presentation, but he is very jet-lagged, so he's going to be giving us a brief overview of what he did and what happened on the trip, and then next month he'll get back with the presentation, and we'll have that. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so forgive me if I'm a little bit jet lagged. I just got back from Japan today. I went to I was one of the commissioners. I was the commissioner selected by the MOCA department, Mayor's Office of Culture and Arts, to represent Honolulu at the IYCPF. That's the International Youth Conference for Peace in the future. So basically, this conference took place in Hiroshima. This conference brought 40, I believe 42, 45 around the participants from across the globe, from different cities, to meet and discuss about the main topic of peace and the future. So Hiroshima was the chosen city, or is usually the city that hosts it because of the significance of it. As you may know, Hiroshima was one of the cities that got the nuclear bomb during World War II. This year was a special occasion for the 80th anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So it was a very emotional trip. I guess to keep it brief, the highlight of it was, I think it's something that a lot of people, everyone should see, everyone in the world should see, especially world leaders today. Nowadays it's kind of a very tense situation in terms of global politics, and we met with one of the bomb survivors. They're called, forgive me if I butcher it, Habakusha. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, Habakusha. She told us about how her experience with the bombing, and it was very emotional. I cried. I won't lie. It's very sad. But she left us with the emotion, or the message that we shouldn't have any more Hiroshimas, and that we should all work together, as one, for the future. But yeah, the main part of the conference was the Hiroshima Appeal, as it's called, or a peace appeal. It's something that the conference has been doing for the past 20 years. So every year they gather and they do the same thing, and then they make this peace declaration sort of thing. I'll go into more detail next month, but it's like a kind of a declaration from the young people around the world, saying like what they want to see in the future, how we can build peace in our everyday lives and in our cities that we came from. But also it was a good opportunity to discuss what each city has. Each city has different issues. Each city somehow, I think the most common thing I saw was the rising cost of living and the housing crisis. That seems to be the number one issues around the world going on, no matter the country. We discussed different topics, ranging from fascism to environment to forgive me, but yeah, no, I'll have more next month. But anyway, the conference, and then we made the declaration. I do have a copy with me. I can just pass it around. You guys can check it out if you want. But again, I'll go more into detail next month. But it was a good experience, and I think if we do have it again next year, I think it would be nice for Honolulu to participate once again. There is a letter that I was given also that is for the mayor, that requesting that maybe Honolulu hosts the event next year. So that could be something we could look into with the budget of $10,000 perhaps for the 2026 year. It usually takes place around August, so that's about a year from now. But overall, I think if you guys never been to Hiroshima, you should go. And it was just a very eye-opening and emotional experience for me. But, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dominic. Okay, are there any questions for him?
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
I was curious, what would you say was your grandest takeaway as what we need to remember living here in Honolulu, in our county, what you think was the most important thing that you brought back for us to remember and for us to consider going forward?
I think honestly again, this was mostly focused on peace. But again, I think Hawaii was a good choice. We were the only United States representative for the event, so I think the fact that we have the Aloha spirit was also a big kind of thing with us. So I got to kind of show them the Aloha spirit, because Aloha spirit is many things. Of course, that also pertains to peace. So I think the important thing that we need to remember is to be sure we continue with that Aloha spirit. Make sure we, in our everyday lives, be kind to one another, respect one another. Don't lose, to be humble. That's something that seems to be dying nowadays in the world. So I think within ourselves, I think we need to remember to just be kind and show that Aloha spirit.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dominic. Are there any other questions? None? You guys sure? No questions? No
Ask
more?
me after, and we can go
You can
again
always
next month.
talk to Dominic
Yeah,
later.
I'm free.
He's gonna go more in depth next month, so you can just save your questions for then.
Yeah.
Okay, are you sure? We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Everybody's
we're
tired.
moving on to new business. We have to elect a new chair to conduct the rest of this meeting and the next meetings for the rest of this year. Okay. So I'll leave it open to nominations. Anyone can nominate. You can nominate yourself. You can nominate someone you want to be chair. Doesn't matter. You can nominate anyone. But whoever's nominated is going to give a little Ryan, is it 1 or 2 minutes?
Brief.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna give a 1 minute little speech about yourself, why you should be whatever you're running for. Yeah, I'll leave it open. Nominations, anyone?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Shimizu.
I would like to second that.
I'm honored. Thank you guys for that.
Are we gonna nominate more people?
Oh,
Oh wait.
I think you gotta accept it first, right?
Okay, I thought we nominated everyone, and then we
I
did
think
this.
he's accepting.
Okay, you accept it.
Yeah, I do
So
accept the
you're accepting
nomination.
the nomination.
Yeah.
Chair, if you want, you can then
Okay.
ask if other people
Let-
want to be nominated.
Let's just do the speech after everyone's been
Yeah.
nominated. Okay, anyone else want to be nominated?
Oh, wait, so can I just clarify something? Would it just be someone nominates and you have to second, or no need a second?
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't
yeah.
think there's a second. I think you just
You can even
say,
nominate
I'm
yourself.
gonna nominate Commissioner Valadoy, and then Commissioner Valadoy says, I accept that nomination,
Yeah.
or she says, I have to, I regretfully do not accept that nomination, whatever. But that's how it goes. Is anyone gonna nominate anyone else?
Or there's a.
Cause if not, let's just.
Okay,
anyone else?
I'll nominate myself for chair again. Second time, but yeah, I'll throw myself out there again on the table.
Okay, anyone else? Does anyone want to nominate anyone else? You can choose anyone on the commission in this room, not
Even
the other
yourself.
people.
Yourself.
Anyone
Don't worry
sitting
about
at
the
this
experience.
table, you can choose anyone.
Oh wait, can I just ask a follow-up clarification question?
Yes.
If someone's already nominated for a certain position, can you still nominate them for something else?
If they don't get it, then you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so we're doing the voting one at a time.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. No one else.
Mr. Chair, we can have Asa give his speech.
Okay, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Hi, you guys. I'm Asa. We already did the introductions. A bit about my credentials, I guess, or I was the first youth commissioner to pass a resolution at the city county level, and if you guys want to learn anything about that resolution process, feel free to talk to me before, after meetings. In terms of what I want to accomplish as chair, I would want to prioritize an effectuation of change. I noticed that last year there was a bit of an issue with, I think, not necessarily drafting the amount of resolutions that I think we can. And I think that as a commission, that is our top responsibility to the people, I guess, to the youth, and also to the fact that the people that are supporting us, that we should be trying to effectuate change through resolutions and through whatever way possible. I'm also going to promote a lot of the things that Ryan was talking about in terms of values and what I want to see in this youth commission, such as attendance, things like that, but also bigger things like field trips, attending town hall meetings. And if you guys want to learn anything about those experiences, I'm happy to share with you on that as well. I'll keep it short, so thank you.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, moving on to Commissioner Bonifacio.
Thank you. I'm not the type to list credentials, no offense, but I mean, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm more the guy that likes to work work. I'm a people person. I work with you. That's my goal. My goal is to work together. My goal is to make sure everyone's heard, even the new members. 'Cause I know when you're new, you kind of feel a little shy, maybe, or you don't want to say something. So, just feel free to talk. I have a saying. There's a saying that decisions are made by those who show up, and I've been to nearly every meeting. Attendance does matter. That's something that, again, Asa, echoing there, was lacking in the previous commission. But I believe this commission has a good pick of people. So, I look forward to working with you. If selected as chair, I'd want to hear all of your opinions. I don't make opinions behind the door. I make opinions in the light. That just I just want to work together. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you will each get a paper. You're gonna, maybe just take a little bit and then give it to the next person so we can save the paper, because Ryan gave us a whole ton. I'll give more this way. Just take a little bit and then pass it down, and then there's pens over there if you don't have your own. And then either write, let's just say Asa or Dom.
Thank you.
So that it's easy to write down.
Could you pass the pens on, please?
And then, just give it to Ryan when you're done.
Could I get a hard copy version agenda, please? Do you still have those? Thank you so much.
Can you pass the paper back? Sorry. Oh, bad pen.
Yeah, wait, this pen's kind of bad. I'm gonna borrow yours.
Sure.
Okay, so then just fold it up and give it to Ryan when you're done. He'll come around and collect them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Ryan, count them, and then tell us when you're done. Sorry, we're gonna have to wait a little bit. There's quite a ton of papers.
I
And
hope you guys have good handwriting, by the way.
just for the record, in the event of a tie, I believe what we did last year was we get to talk a little bit more.
Do it again.
Yeah,
Do it again.
and then everyone gets to vote once more. So.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I did have a question for you both, if you don't mind.
We would love a question.
Yes, okay. I was curious about what you guys thought maybe it was the most important issue that you were working on solving outside of Honolulu, just because I really appreciated that part that you mentioned, because you do see a lot of change happening here in downtown, but I was curious as to what you guys thought was maybe the most significant project that was happening outside of these sections borders.
That's a great question. Do you want to start?
No, go ahead.
I think one project that I'm remembering and is top of my mind is some of the rural communities we visited. We felt like a little bit left out of Complete Streets, which is a project aimed to help, put bicycling paths in and help everybody commute safer but choose clean transportation options.
Right.
And so some of the rural communities felt that their access to bike paths was limited, and so their call to action in the plan was support kind of safe bike routes and complete streets projects for the more rural communities. So if you think like in Kahalu, that side of the island, it's a lot more difficult to bike around.
Okay.
And so I could totally understand that. And
Sorry, we're
sorry.
having the.
Thank you.
Okay, Ryan, would you like to announce who the chair is?
The chair for the Honolulu Youth Commission is Asa.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that.
Okay, so now we're gonna. Oh, you are in charge now. We're moving
Awesome.
on to election of officers.
Awesome. So I believe we're starting with vice chair election. Right as we begin that, my first act, I would like to nominate Commissioner Bonifacio as vice chair.
We're doing 2 vice chairs, yes.
Yes. So we're going 2 vice chairs and
You
2.
have to decide whether you want the second vice chair before you vote.
We have to motion on that.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, so
So let's do vice chair first.
we'll do vice chair election.
Decide that we decide if we're having 2 vice chairs.
We'll vote on the vice chair first.
Okay,
and
and
then
then
we'll
we'll-
decide if we want to
Okay.
do
Sure.
the second vice chair, and then we'll go through that process.
Cool. So on the election of the first vice chair, which I believe has chair responsibilities in the event that I am not present,
That's correct.
I would like to nominate Commissioner Bonifacio. And once again, same process as the chair elections. Feel free to nominate anyone or yourself that you feel for this vice chair position.
I humbly accept that nomination. Thanks, Chair.
I nominate Commissioner Shea.
I will accept that.
Any more nominations? Seeing not, we may proceed with the 1-minute pitches. Yeah. Commissioner Bonifacio, go ahead.
I guess there's another chance to say stuff. I mean, I would accept the vice chair position. Again, I'm just a people person. I like to work with others. That's just my thing. I mean, I met with a lot. If you want credentials, I meet with a lot of directors. I've worked well with my council member. If my attitude is, if I want something to get done, if I want to get information, I just reach out to them. I call them. I push my way in if I have to. That's the type of leadership that I would bring. Is to, I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not really a public speaker. I babble a lot and stuff like that. But behind the scenes, I think I make a good vice chair. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm Kalena Shea. I've been on the commission this is my 3rd year now. I represent District 4, I believe. Sorry, 5. I'm getting confused. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really talk about myself that much in this sense. Sorry. I've written one resolution about creating a sister city relationship with Sydney in Australia and Honolulu here. So basically like a cultural way of connecting the two cities. Yeah, I've also been working on a resolution with Commissioner Bonifacio. We've been working on a resolution about like fixing the roads on Oahu, because as of now I believe that we have the worst like roads in the whole US. So that's something that I know is very important to many people, especially as most new drivers are in our generation. So yeah, that's kind of it, I guess.
Awesome. Moving on to the elections. So I think we'll go through the same process. Just write Dom for Commissioner Bonifacio and Kalena. Is
Yeah.
that fine? Okay.
It's Kalena. Just in case.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're all good. And sorry, I also have a question while we're kind of waiting for this election to go through. Not necessarily, or kind of sort of a question, also maybe a recommendation. I like the different values that you guys are kind of targeting with your climate action plan. My one concern might be with the adaptability side of it, because I know from personal experience that climate change tends to be an issue that people push aside. Obviously, there are going to be freak accidents like Lahaina, for example, where certain things are going to need to change. But I also, I'm just hoping that with this plan, we make sure that like we stay on schedule, even if certain things don't necessarily go as planned. Because I know, of course, for climate change, like it's a lot of times perceived as like a future issue. So is there anything that like you guys have in mind or in the plan that is kind of like preventative of like necessarily of like, I guess, pushing the issue aside altogether?
So adaptability, as far as the values of the project, that's more on the process.
Okay.
So because of the many barriers, a lot of internal barriers that we're ongoingly face, the project has to change constantly. So the value that we use is adaptability, because
In the actual process of creating the plan. Got it.
So,
Thank you so much.
adaptability that you're talking about, that's that our office is doing that, and that would align with our Climate Ready Oahu plan. And really awesome team. They're doing some really good work. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
But we can definitely bring them here, because
Awesome.
Alex would be amazing, and he could definitely
Yeah.
show you.
I believe I've spoken with Alex before, so yeah, awesome. Thank you. We're all good. I'll let Ryan announce who the vice chair is.
Okay, and the vice chair is going to be Commissioner Dominic Bonifacio.
Congratulations. And moving on, I believe we can now vote on whether or not we have a second vice chair position. The second vice chair, pretty self-explanatory, takes over the duties of chair if both the chair and vice chair are not present. Sort of third in command kind of situation. So if anyone wants to motion to
I'll motion to have a second vice chair.
I'll second that.
Cool. And any objections to that motion? Seeing not, we'll get on with the nomination process.
I'll nominate Commissioner Shea.
I'll accept.
I'd like to nominate myself.
Sorry, could you repeat your name for me again?
Oh, me? Holly?
Oh, I'd like to nominate Commissioner Holly.
Oh wait, but is it okay if I decline? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Go for it, yeah.
Any other nominations? Sorry. Seeing not, okay, so we'll go on with the 1-minute pitches.
Well, I guess, do you want to go first?
That's okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, I guess I kind of gave you all the information that I could think of earlier. So I guess I'll just talk more about like what I do at school. There's leadership homerooms, and I'm in the leadership homeroom for my class, so I help create like sophomore banquet and different fun events for my class throughout the year. I play water polo. I'm a goalie for Iolani. I was in 9th grade last year, so I was playing on intermediate since there was no younger goalie, and we got 2nd place out of all ILH. And we beat Punahou's team. They're not as good team. We beat them every time we played. They're a good team. We beat twice, or one time, sorry. But yeah, that's like my biggest accomplishment in water polo, beating Punahou after like since that was like the first win since like 2006 or 7, so that felt really good. No offense.
No, young.
Other than that, I'm also in orchestra at my school. I used to play violin and now I play viola. Yeah, I guess that's
Cool.
kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I already told you.
Hi everyone, my name is Abiana Moore. I am a senior at Mililani High School, and I'm running for this position just because I think with the experience that I've gained, especially this summer, having the opportunity to study abroad in Estonia especially, where I focused on diplomacy and peace studies, I really grew in my understanding of what it means to not only collaborate and work on a broader scale, but I think bring missions to light that allow us to make change in our communities and understanding how they impact other communities around us, which I think is kind of what the commission really does. We all represent different communities within Oahu, and I think bringing that understanding to the table here would really help me best serve as second vice chair. And I also play sport. I play tennis, where I had the opportunity to serve as captain. And I think that combination with the academic understanding and academic leadership in Model United Nations kind of allows me to understand leadership from different perspectives. And I think it's important to have both an athletic and academic understanding so that you're not too firm on the chill side or too firm on the overly harsh side, if you get what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, and I think we can accomplish a lot of great things.
Awesome.
Tell me it's hard to beat that.
We'll go on with the election process then. So same process as before. We will be doing this a few more times, so just be prepared for that. Could you? Oh, got it.
There's some over there.
Oh, and sorry. How would you like to be?
I honestly think for this sake, my last name's easier because
Cool.
it's more. It's Moore.
Cool. And then Kalana for.
We're gonna have more this year.
Okay.
Good means bad, but.
I think we're good.
Okay, I think you can pass it down this way now. Oh, I guess.
I'm just passing out. Really.
Oh. I think that's enough for now, Dominic. We'll wait for the next election for a secretary.
Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you. Same process.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, while we're waiting, just a quick, some little things that we'll probably get into later. Well, for starters, there's going to be either 1 or 2 more positions that we're going to be electing on. The next one will be secretary and then optional assistant secretary if we choose. The same, which would go about the same process as the second vice chair. And then, yeah, we'll be moving on to establishment of PIGs, I believe, which anyone can decide to make any sort of PIG, and that process, how that process will work is basically, if you want to make a PIG, you can just make that statement and kind of give a quick blurb on what you kind of wanted that PIG to focus on, and then we'll see if enough commissioners are interested in being a part of that PIG.
I think that's a future agenda item for the next meeting.
Cool. Okay, we're pushing that back.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's already getting pretty late.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, we can all be ready for that.
Yeah.
It's my grandma's phone. Did she leave it? Thank you. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm on here.
Thanks, Ryan.
Okay.
Go
So,
ahead.
the next position is going to be held by Commissioner Kalanischek.
Sorry, you're too far to see.
Awesome. Congratulations. Moving on, we are going to the election of the secretary. So once again, same process. The secretary's responsibility is for recording the minutes of each meeting. And so, yeah, I would like to start by nominating Commissioner Sagasai. Sagasai, sorry.
I accept.
Is there any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Valadoy.
Do you accept?
I'll accept it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing not, we'll get on with the 1 minute pitch. So, Alana, you can start.
Okay. Hi, I'm Alana. I'm a senior and I go to Iolani. I think the secretary has the responsibilities of also dealing with the social media account and also recording minutes. And I think on top of being a pretty vocal person, I think I'm a person that can make connections and also a good listener. And I was actually helping the past secretary, which is Commissioner Shea, with the minutes today. And I think this is my second year, and I'm pretty familiar with how the meetings run, and I would be honored with this position. Thank you.
Commissioner Valadoy.
I'm Nicole, and this is gonna be my third year. Sorry, and I would say I've seen a lot of how these meetings go, and I think I kind of have the gist of what's going on. As for involvement, I think I could be a little bit more involved, which is why I think this would be good for me. I'm willing to step up, and you can let me know if you have any questions. All right, thank
you. And now, same voting process. Please let everyone know what you guys would like to be referred to in the votes.
Put Alana. I think my last name is too complicated.
Cool.
No one gets it right.
Could you get a? Can we get one more?
Oh, I have.
Oh, awesome. I got it. Yep. And Ryan, while you're counting these up, can we go decide on the assistant secretary?
Yes.
Okay, cool. To kind of move things along, yeah.
I guess I'll motion to have a vice secretary this year.
Anyone want to second that?
I'll second that.
Cool. So that means that following this vote, we will do one more for an assistant secretary position. Unless there's one nominee, then in that case, there's no voting necessary.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are we nominating right now?
Can we, Ryan?
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, sure. Let's go ahead with the assistant secretary nominations then.
I nominate Commissioner Moore.
Oh, I humbly accept.
Awesome.
I nominate myself.
Sure,
No, I'll nominate Commissioner Valadoy.
Oh, thank you. I humbly accept.
And you know what? Since we're already here, is there any other nominations? Anyone else want to nominate anybody? Seeing not, I think we can just go along with the 1 minute pitch to kind of move things on. We'll let Commissioner Moore start.
Okay. So I guess to add on to what I had stated earlier, I think in terms of a vice secretary position, I don't know, maybe you guys saw me or maybe you guys were locked in, but I was typing away. And I think that as much as participation is important here, I think it's also important for the public to be informed, and those minutes and those records are generally available for the public to see too, and I think it's really important that they're detailed, and although I'm sure that our secretary will do a great job, in the event that she's not here, I'd be more than happy to take over that position in that time. And yeah, I mean, everything I said earlier still stands, and I really do think we can do a lot of great work this year.
Cool.
Okay, the secretary will be Commissioner Alana.
Congratulations. Commissioner Chung.
Oh yeah. So my name is Sydney. At school, I was elected my class's secretary and treasurer. So I do have some experience in this. I'm really good at taking minutes. They call me the minute master. I'm also pretty active in speech and debate. I'm the captain. And I'm also the vice president for Model UN, so I have experience in diplomatic speaking styles, but also persuasive and argumentative styles. So I'm really excited to serve on this commission and excited to serve you all if I were to be elected vice secretary.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Commissioner Valadoy.
Well, everything I said before, I would say still stands as well. And I think I've had like a good amount of like listening and like observing. I think listening is one of my stronger suits. I would say that being empathetic is probably one of the #1 things that I like to kind of build on. I mean, when I went to Hiroshima as part of like the cohort, that kind of, did the reciprocal program of the one that they had before this, there was just so much like listening to other people's stories and just reflecting and, feeling everything. So, I'm a good listener, guys. And so thank you.
Thank you. And without further ado, let's get on with the voting. If you guys want to say, or Sydney, is that okay?
Could
For
we
the
pass
voting.
around another piece of paper?
Yes, hold on.
Let's use that one,
There's
actually.
one over there.
Use
That's
that one.
Oh, okay.
being brought over.
Like, how would you like to be like referred to?
Oh, Sydney's fine.
Okay, and then Nicole, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And more is fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody was handing me wrinkled up once. It's like hard to open. I think it is like a psychological. It's like some kind of, you can read into your psyche, depending on how you fold the paper. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with that.
Just kidding.
Souvenir.
Souvenir from when you became first vice chair.
Maybe just to keep yourselves entertained, you guys could give yourself one sentence each. What your top priority is for the
Sure.
Why don't you start, Chair?
Awesome. My top priority for this upcoming year is getting is a kind of focus on what Ryan mentioned with that prestige and what I want the Honolulu Youth Commission to be perceived by other people. And I think that I want to try to do that through my position as chair and also through outreach and the process of drafting resolutions like I mentioned. We'll go with this.
I would say one of my goals, hopefully going into this commission, is working on issues maybe like youth voter participation. Voters ages 18 to 24 here in Hawaii, we make up the lowest voting turnout block, and I think that is an issue because in all summary, we're the next generation. So hopefully through this commission, I hope I can work on probably like a resolution, outreach, or probably a possible PIG to work on that issue, and yeah.
I also second on that. Like, I wasn't really present this past year, but I've took that time to gather a lot of research, and I do think I prioritize attendance this year, and I do want to also create a PIG for something about young entrepreneurships and like seeing if we can gather better business education for people who want to start businesses young. And yeah, just attendance. Yeah, it's good.
I think simply put, one of the topics that I really want to tackle this year is affordable housing. I feel like we brought it up a lot in the previous year, but we didn't really touch much on it, so I want to expand on that this year.
Something I want to work on this year, I was really fascinated by the waste portion of the climate action plan, specifically textile waste. And then something I'd also like to explore is the equitable incorporation of indigenous knowledge into policies.
Something I want to work on is a lot of focus on mental health. I actually work with a lot of youth who are having mental health issues, so it's definitely something that's inspiring and something that's motivating me to bring this up to action and finding solutions as best as we can.
I think something I'm really passionate about is transportation, especially with bus routes. In Kalihi, people report that they feel unsafe, and even walking around Kalihi can be unsafe, so I hope to improve on that.
I think I want to work on like reaching excellence, something like Shimizu, Commissioner Shimizu, Chair Shimizu, sorry,
Yeah.
And how he actually went out and passed his resolution through like city government, and I found that really inspiring.
I agree. I think I definitely would want to see our commission be able to enact a lot of change. I think as Ryan had shown in the slideshow how close we are actually when you look at the grand scheme of things in terms of where we are in that network. I think really leveraging that position to make things happen is something that I would want to support our whole team in doing, just because I think we have a really great opportunity to make a difference.
I guess my priority for this year would be to improve disaster response on Oahu. I would, so last year I'd help a lot with a lot of the disaster recovery events on Lahaina and also with a lot of like the hotels to Kaanapali. And I feel like with like a few weeks ago, we all saw that random, like the tsunami alert, and it just took people so long to get back home or to, really gather up like the resources. So I feel like that's definitely my priority for this year.
My priorities is the same as Asa here, or Chair Shimizu. Engage. Get this commission rolling. I think we've got a good commission again this year, so looking forward to that. And the other priority is affordable housing and maybe disabilities, people with disabilities, trying to help them out more in our city. There's a lot of, because going to Japan, every single street has those brackets for, you know, blind people, and then they also have disabilities like lower elevator buttons and lower, and like the sounds on the traffic lights and all that. It's very, they're very they work well with for the disability community. So I think.
Well, I joined this commission a few years ago because I wanted to go into politics as a profession later on in my life, because part of the reason why is I wanted to help people, and I figured that'd be a great way to help people when I'm making the changes with the policies and the laws that will impact everyone, not only on this island, but like the state in general. And yeah, that's kind of still why I'm here, as well as like, it's a good way to learn about different policies and how you do things within the government, and I figured that's like a great way to boost everything, you know? Yeah.
One of my main focuses this year would definitely be outreach, because it's great to put up all these like resolutions and solutions, but I feel like on top of that, at the end of the day, like the purpose of our commission is to give the youth of Hawaii a voice, and I think just getting more outreach and more like opinions of the youth would definitely be great.
Awesome.
Well said, everyone. Good stuff. I'm really excited about this group. Really, seriously, you guys are awesome. Very smart. The next assistant secretary is going to be Commissioner Chung.
Before we move on, I would like to congratulate all newly elected officers and also all the newly elected or new commissioners. For me personally, I started doing this in my sophomore year in high school, and when I first came in, it was a very terrifying experience, to be honest. I felt like a lot of the other people in the commission knew a lot more than I did, and I felt kind of shy, I guess, to really put myself out there. But I think that throughout like my experience here, I think that my one recommendation to all of you new commissioners would be to try and do just that and putting yourself out there. I assure you, like, none of us are scary. We don't bite. We're all like really nice, and we're all willing to help you guys with whatever things might interest you. So yeah, that would be my one thing. Anyways, moving on to future agenda items. I would like everyone to try to be prepared next meeting. We will be talking about and establishing permitted interaction groups. We kind of already went over what they are. Does anyone kind of have any questions regarding the PIGs? Sure.
Is there like some sort of like formal like application to create a PIG, or can we just share it with everyone else? And
yeah, you could just share it with everyone, and as long as it gets approved, then. And we have enough commissioners willing to join, then you're all good. I would like to say for PIGs though, it seemed like there was some confusion on this earlier when Ryan was sharing. You don't necessarily need a PIG in a specific area like for you to create a resolution. You can draft a resolution completely on your own. It doesn't have to be with a PIG. It doesn't have to be like affiliated or like related to any PIGs. And yeah, and once again, another reminder too, you can join however many PIGs you like, as long as it's 7 or people or under. Moving on to the Youth Commission budget discussion. This one is hard, and if everyone's okay with it, I would like to actually require like a little bit of homework for all commissioners to have one idea that we could use for this upcoming fiscal quarter on what we can use our $2,500 on. In the past, there's been struggles, I guess, with the budget and not using all the money that we've been given. So I really recommend that you guys take some time to think about that. And finally, with the offsite meeting location, are we still considering?
Yeah, still considering. I was in touch with Mililani High School, Waipahu High School, and one other high school. I forget which one. Kalani, maybe?
Kalani sounds accurate. I know it was discussed. For all new commissioners, we are considering doing an off-site meeting location at a school. We're still trying to decide which school that may be, and this, like, with the intention of this is to engage more youth in what we do and kind of show people what we've been up to as a youth commission. So with our past group of commissioners, we agreed that like we would wait until the new commissioners came in. So if you guys have any ideas on the different offsite meeting locations that we could maybe do, I'd open ears. So yeah. Moving on to final announcements. Our next meeting is going to be on September 16th at 5:30, and any resolutions that you guys may draft are due a week before then, and they're submitted to me, right? Okay, awesome.
Me too.
And Ryan, yeah. And with that, I would like to call our August Honolulu Youth Commission meeting to a close at 7:53 p.m. Thank you, guys.